There will be no Hanma arc, as in Yujiro's children coming to kill him. Most likely right, but I think all of us would like to see that. If you don't know, this stems from Yujiro's conversation with Muhammad Ali when he was younger, where he said he spread his seed all throughout the world, meaning he should have more children apart from Jack and Baki. The theory is that those children will actually appear one day, and then we'll have Yujiro facing all his children and eventually dying perhaps. Without holding back, Musashi is stronger than Baki. Most likely during the Musashi arc, Baki with his demon back out is of course very debatable, as he's able to fight Yujiro with his demon back out as well, with Musashi being able to fight demon back Yujiro as well. Current Baki should have gotten stronger since Musashi arc, so it may not be the case, but during that arc I think it is most likely, or at least they're pretty much equal, interchangeable in my opinion. Baki is low diff by Jack in peak condition, most likely not. Baki is an awesome anime, not a hot take, just awesome. Amen, I respect that and it is quite awesome. Retsu is an asshole. He could have told the other Kaios that Dorian was in a car accident or literally any other excuse for his mental condition, but instead they sent a mentally disabled man in to get crushed by Kaio. My man has a point. I didn't really think about this, but yeah, Retsu do be a little bit of a menace for this. The Baki CJ was not bad, it was the best for anime of that time. Some scenes were absolutely terrible, like the Dorian stuff. Other aspects not so much, but the worst of the worst was, absolute garbage. They literally had to take Musashi out of the story because he was just too OP. Potentially, of course, we all would have loved to see finished fights between him and Yujiro and him and Baki. He did have his fight with Yujiro, which I guess technically ended in a draw, so the ceiling for Musashi was kind of placed right there, making him pretty much Yujiro levels. So what could he really do? Just leave Musashi in the story and watch him massacre all the characters until it's like Yujiro and Baki left. So yeah, I guess he had to take him out, but just the way he did it wasn't as rewarding or as, anyone really wanted. Baki Dao is well paced, it actually is. I actually agree with this. The whole pacing issue comes about with the chapter release schedule. Many people who read the manga actually caught up when Baki Dao was coming out. I did as well, and the release schedule not being consistent makes it seem like the pacing isn't too well. But if you go back and read it from start to current, the pacing is nothing really wrong with it, so yeah, I agree. Yujiro is on the moon chilling and just projected once he noticed his son and grandson fighting. Pretty interesting theory. Don't know what to say apart from that. Yujiro is a good father. Yes. True. Fact. Yujiro is not stronger than Yujiro. I agree with this. I talk about it in this video here if you want to check it out. They shouldn't have shafted Keiha instantly. Doppo didn't need another dub. He's already past his prime. Potentially Doppo didn't need another dub, but the current Doppo should be the strongest version of Doppo in the whole series. Pretty much explained in this video here. Current Jack still gets eclipsed by Pickle. I disagree. Jack is pretty much set up right now to fight current Baki. Baki, even back in the Pickle arc when he was using techniques, was pretty much stomping Pickle. He only really lost that fight because he chose to use raw strength only against Pickle, which he got stomped. And then in the next arc, we have Baki just punching Pickle and doing pretty significant damage with his raw power. Characters, as I've been saying, have been getting progressively stronger. Pickle as well most likely got stronger from his arc to the Musashi arc with that transformation. However, his degree of strength increase probably isn't as much as characters like Jack, Baki and Yujiro, so I do think current Jack does actually defeat Pickle, at least for what we know of Pickle, as he hasn't returned in the new manga yet. Baki has been mid since the father and son fight. Only good part for the last while was a majestic Jack dub. I enjoyed pretty much the whole Musashi arc, even though it did kind of seem like solely fan service. Every aspect of it was absolute hype. Seeing him interact with Yujiro and even their very short fight was one of the greatest readings in the whole Baki series, and just everything Musashi did was absolutely great, so I enjoyed every aspect of that arc. Rereading the whole Sumo arc from start to finish is better than what I remember reading it weekly, and of course Jack greatness was absolutely peak. Before I continue, subscribe if you haven't already. I make fighting manga content on this channel, Mysterious Weeb. Join the Discord to be part of future hot take videos, and back to the video. Visca Oliver is more interesting as a character than 95% of the usual reoccurring cast, and him getting cucked by Sumo Guy is a huge disappointment. His cucking was a huge disappointment, I think everyone agrees on that. If he was set up to lose against Sukune, at least give him a good fight. Ever since his defeat from Baki, Oliver has just been taking like L's and L's. He lost low diff against Yujiro virtually off screen for the most part. He did nothing in the Musashi arc, and then he returns and gets pretty much low diff by Sukune. Is he an interesting character? I pretty much enjoy every aspect of him. Him during the Death Row Inmates arc was definitely a highlight of the whole thing, so yeah, Oliver has been kinda done dirty and he is quite interesting. Baki should have ended after the father-son fight. Potentially, yes, as a definitive ending and a good ending, but as a Baki fan, of course I would want it to continue. They should make a spin-off about Pickle. Yes, I would love to read that. Pickle, even though it isn't as interesting as other characters, could actually provide a, I guess, entertaining spin-off manga. Definitely better than the Sikorsky and Gaia spin-off that recently got released. That is quite wacky, but still fun in its own regard as well, but I'll be down for a Pickle spin-off. Doppo should have died against Musashi, not Retsu. That way Doppo's son can take over his father's place as the karate guy. I guess a solid point. Retsu, however, was going through a downward spiral ever since his defeat from Pickle and losing his leg. He had his whole boxing arc, and then he was pretty much suicidal in the Musashi arc. So yes, Retsu kinda deserved his death in some regard. Doppo dying to push up Katsumi would be pretty cool and would, I guess, give Katsumi the highlight he deserves, as he gets built up fairly well at time to time, but then we don't really see him for a long time and he does nothing. I wish we got more on Katsumi, and Doppo dying could give us that. So yeah, I agree. Making Yujiro so straight that he is gay was in character and justified. I'm not sure what to say about this one, so let me know down below. Prepared Motobe could defeat Yujiro, or at least bring him down on his knees. I disagree. Motobe's reaction to angry Yujiro, even in the Musashi arc, had him pretty much like this. I don't think Motobe would even know what to do to prep for Yujiro, so yeah, maybe not. And even Motobe's prep for Musashi wasn't really about being stronger than Musashi or defeating him. The whole fight itself was not really a all-out to the death fight, especially from Musashi's perspective. And you could even say Motobe was prepped in early Baki when he faced Yujiro and got destroyed in that regard as well, so you could maybe say it has happened and he already failed. Dorian is the weakest death row prisoner. I disagree. I think it's Doyle or Sikorsky. Baki lost the father-son fight. I think most people agree with that. Pickle isn't actually that strong, and Baki could have easily beat him in their fight. I wouldn't say easily, but could have actually defeated him if he continued using techniques, in my opinion, and later versions of Baki should be above Pickle as well. Ali Jr. is the only character whom Yujiro technically and accidentally lost to. Yes, if you remember, Yujiro was trying to pretty much bait in Ali Jr. and pretty much got absolutely flexed on and shit on. That was pretty funny. Side note, when Ali Jr. was actually cool. Pickle was not physically stronger than Yujiro. I agree. Yujiro pretty much reclaims the #1 when it comes to physical strength in the next arc when he was fighting Baki, so yes, that should be the case. The Earthquake feat is not Yujiro's peak scaling. Yes. Yanagi can solo Doyle. Yes. Sukune has an extremely good shot at Musashi. Think about it, Musashi would let him grab his bones. If Musashi was just to stand there and Sukune was to grab him, I agree with this. If Musashi wasn't to do that, I don't agree with this. So technically you're right in some regard, but I don't think many people actually think Sukune would defeat Musashi. Yuichiro isn't dead. Could be the case. I think most people believe Yuichiro is dead because he appeared in like that ghost-like form. We have no confirmation of whether he is actually dead, so it's a valid hot take or theory, I guess. Baki has some of the worst female characters in all of shonen. Yes. And yeah, that's pretty much everything for today's video. I hope you enjoyed the hot takes. If you want to be part of a future video, join the Discord. And that's it, guys. Peace.